Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go into chapter 106 of Lost by James Patterson, so let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. It was 8:15 in the evening, and I had timed our arrival perfectly. Steph and I were dressed in professional clothes, nothing flashy. This ballroom at the Fontainebleau in Miami Beach held 200 of the area's wealthiest and best-connected residents. Rich people like to show off their clothes and be seen at a charity and award events like this one. Even though everyone knew it was all bullshit, I slipped in the rear door with Steph Hall, a Miami Beach lieutenant wearing his dress uniform, did a double take when he saw me. He got up from his table in the back and came over. The tall lieutenant, who was little older than me, said in a low voice, "Auntie, what brings you here to civilization? Business? What's going on with you, Sauce?" "Usual." He looked up at the stage where Roman Rostov was behind a podium delivering his prepared comments in reasonably good English at a slow clip. "Some people don't look too closely at people's backgrounds when they give out awards." I turned and said, "Steph Hall, this is Lieutenant William Stein. Sauce, this is my partner at the FBI task force." The lieutenant said, "The task force brought Miami-style violence to South Beach last week?" I took a little bow and said the same. We all chuckled. Steph said, "How'd you get the nickname Sauce?" The good-looking lieutenant gave a charming chortle and said, "That's a secret you have to learn over time." Then the lieutenant realized my business might have to do with Roman Rostov. "Auntie, are you here to stir shit up?" I just smiled. He glanced at the stage again and said, "Anything you can do to that asswipe is good for all of us. I'll just pretend I never saw you. I got 3 more years before I can pull the plug. I don't want to answer any uncomfortable questions about why I let you roam through here." "You got it, Sauce." Steph and I were careful not to be obtrusive as we walked along the side of the Carter's ballroom. At the front of the room, I stepped behind some patrons. They hid me from the audience, but I could see the entire stage. I reached in my coat pocket and pulled out some papers. That's when a tall young guy with a ponytail, the one who'd run with Billy the Blade, stepped right in front of me. The last time I'd seen him, he made veiled threats about my sister, and I crushed his testicles in my hand. It looked like he thought he was going to get some revenge. I stared at the tattoos going up his neck and could have sworn he had another bud on the end of the tattoo vine that spread onto his cheek. I said, "I'm sorry. What was your name again?" He growled, "Tibber." "Right, sorry. So, asshole, want to get out of my way? I have business with your boss, official business, and it's my business to keep my employer safe," Tibber said. "Fortunate. Truly helps those who are of good judgment." "What?" He screwed up his face in a way that made me smile. "A man named Eupeptides said that about 400 years ago, before Christ was born, and yet it applies to you tonight. Use good judgment and step out of the way, or else what? My cold-blooded partner will deal with you." I'd like the look on his face, and Steph came up and put a gun on his bare neck. I said, "Move," and she zaps you with 30,000 volts. I stood and enjoyed his silence. I needed to enjoy more things in life. This was a good start. I stepped around him as Steph ordered him to lie on the ground. She took the gun from his holster. I strutted right across the stage in front of everyone. Roman Rostov was forced to stop mid-sentence. He stared at me. I enjoyed the way he looked past me to see how I'd gotten by his bodyguard. I gave him a smile and a wink as I joined him at the podium and patted him on the back like I was proud of him. The people in the audience had no idea what was going on. They just stared at the big guy who couldn't afford a designer suit. I handed the sheaf of papers to Rostov. He looked at me and muttered, "What?" I made sure to speak clearly so that the microphone would pick everything up. "This is a federal subpoena for records related to all your business and bank accounts." I stood for a moment while he just held the papers and stared at me. "For a change, there are plenty of witnesses to the service of this subpoena. The subpoena requires you to personally appear at the FBI office with the records requested." Everyone in the entire room was silent, including Rostov. I leaned into the microphone and said, "That's right. Your humanitarian of the year is being investigated for money laundering, human trafficking, and his role in the shootout on Miami Beach last week. Also for about 1,000 business violations relating to tax fraud and licensing issues." I let that hang in the silent room for about 5 seconds and said, "Enjoy the rest of your evening." I stepped off the stage and headed toward the exit. Stephanie Hall joined me, allowing Tibber, the bodyguard, to stand up. She dropped his pistol in a garbage can, and as we walked out the door, yeah, I was going to enjoy that one for a very long time. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!